Hi, today we're going to make two salad dressings, both using low-fat yogurt. The first dressing I'm going to make includes dill, and these are dill flowers here. And as you can see, we have a little visitor in the kitchen today, which is a parsley worm. While we're at the dill, I just wanted to show the difference between dill and fennel. They're from the same family, and one has a more licoricey flavor, the fennel, right here, so don't get confused between the two. Well, let's get started. And we need about 1 cup of peeled cucumber. If you've ever mentioned the word dill to people, what's the first thing that they think of? And that's, it's usually dill pickles. But you know, dill is used all throughout the world. It's used a lot in Scandinavia. Some of you may be familiar with the cured salmon called gravlax. It's used all throughout the Middle East with lamb dishes in North Africa. When you're buying dill for the kitchen, if you're a gardener and you want to plant your own seed, you should be looking for varieties with names of them like dukkha or fernleaf. And these will give you smaller plants which have a lot more of this dillweed, as we call it, on it, rather than the stuff used for pickles, which has very little of this on but has big seed heads. So let's continue on and just dice this up coarsely. It doesn't have to be too fine. And just put this into the blender. Okay, and we're just going to add a little bit of garlic. I'm just going to chop the garlic up coarsely because if I put it in a big piece, it might get stuck under the blade and somebody's going to get a big piece of garlic in the dressing. And we put in some of the yogurt, which I've got 1 cup measured out here. Here we go. And I'm going to put in the onion and the mayonnaise. And just a tiny, tiny pinch of salt. So let's get this into the blender and get this dressing finished. And this will just take a couple of seconds to put it all together. Put a touch of lemon juice in, about a tablespoon or so, and one final little go around. And that's it, it's made. Creamy dill and yogurt dressing. Okay, let's move on. The herb that's going to go into this dressing is ginger. First, I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons of the fruit vinegar into the bowl, and this is about 2 teaspoons of sugar. And first, I'm going to just whisk this gently together. All you want to do is just beat it up until the sugar is incorporated with the vinegar and it's not in its granular form anymore. And then what we do is we just take the yogurt and fold it in. We whisk it around. You'll see how the yogurt turns a nice creamy pink color. You know what's interesting about ginger? I was reading a book recently and the record suggested that 4,000 years ago, Greek bakers were using this very herb to make gingerbread, which I find quite fascinating. Okay, we've got about a teaspoon of ginger root there. And we'll just pick that up and put it into the dressing. And what I'd also like to add is the zest of an orange, because we are going to put some orange segments on top to finish plating up this salad. And just take a little zester here. And just give it a little chop. And pick it up at the board and put it into the dressing. But I'll just take a spoon here and just going to drizzle some of this. This is one that I like to drizzle on the greens. I really don't toss this one too much and just not too heavy. It's got a lot of flavor in this dressing. And then we'll take some little tiny red onion slices and then some orange segments, which I'd done previously. There we go. That's it. Another light and easy summer salad. See you next time. Dill and ginger can both be grown at home. Dill is a hardy annual and requires full sun and rich soil, best grown in the garden. Ginger does well in pots. It can only be grown outside in warm, temperate areas of the world. Use rich soil and plant a 2 to 3 inch piece of ginger horizontally onto the soil. Barely cover and water well. In 9 to 12 months, you can dig it up and harvest your own ginger root.